Alright, we're being the Cyber Demon. Welcome to the Titans realm.
Where
You
are
remember
we?
those you remember those cool stories we heard about the Doom guy destroying like the biggest demons? This is where
It's
it happened.
it's been
Like that
eight.
corpse, we killed it.
It's
It's our
been
handiwork.
84 years.
It could have been. Doom guy's basically immortal.
I'm just saying because we're jumping back into this after what, like 6, 7 months?
Shut up, they don't know that.
They do. I'm sure.
Nobody watching our channel right now is paying attention to that. I'm talking about the people like a year from now aren't gonna know this.
I'm talking about the people who were watching our Doom playthrough from like as it was coming out.
No one was watching our Doom playthrough.
Fake news. We had at least 2 people who watched every part. So, anyways, where the fuck are we? What are we doing? I don't remember this game at all.
So we're trying to work our way towards fighting the Crucible.
What is the Crucible, and why do we fight the Crucible?
We're not fighting it. It's a thing we're trying to acquire. You'll see what it is.
Oh, you said find the Crucible. I thought you said fight the Crucible.
No, no. We're trying to stop the demonic invasion of hell. But we need the Crucible to help shut down the full portal for it. So
Okay,
here we are back in hell, here to do some business, to get ourselves closer and closer.
I keep getting caught up in semantics. Oh shit!
Ow. I swear I'm good at this game.
Oh hey, welcome to part 8 of the Doom playthrough.
I thought I cut that out.
We're literally just here. Look at that.
Oh wait, no, I didn't cut it out because it doesn't let you activate that voice panel again. So I had to leave it in.
Wait, did you the shot block your shot?
No.
Kind of looked like it. Maybe it was just the perspective. Kind of looked like it did.
I don't think the demons can block any of your attacks, not till Doom Eternal.
Oh, damn it. Of course they added that for that game.
Only one enemy.
Oh, okay.
Well, a couple enemies, kind of.
Uh-huh.
And I mean, kind of here if you count armor, but you're still damaging them just barely.
Uh-huh.
And Doom Eternal, one enemy will just literally put a shield in front of you, which you can destroy, and then another enemy will literally block every shot unless you hit him at a specific moment.
Uh-huh. Oh, shit.
Anyways, it's these things. Fuck these things.
I love how they just go flying. I think I said that last time.
It's what they do in the original. It's what they do in the original.
Yeah.
So, update. Since the last time we did this, I've been way more getting into PC gaming and M&K movement, and watching me play this with a console is kind of hurting me.
I mean, it looks, from my point of view, it looks pretty comparable to your other stuff.
Well, because everything else was recorded with a controller as well.
Didn't you do
I don't know if I've recorded
game recently where you played keyboard and mouse?
I don't think so.
Did you do Halo with keyboard and mouse? I know that you
No.
recorded that a long time ago.
No, it was controller. That was on my Xbox.
Halo 2.
Yeah, it was on a controller.
Okay. Wasn't sure. I thought we'd discuss something
I guess I
about
recorded Portal with keyboard and mouse, but...
Oh yeah. It looks comparable to that.
Shut up, you don't even remember what the Portal commentary looks like.
I do, because it was the most painful thing I've ever experienced.
You're welcome.
Just point it at the window!
What a classic clip. So the super shotgun can 3-shot these guys.
Yeah.
Very powerful.
The super shotgun is sexy. I was looking at it earlier and I was like, man, I love the fucking pattern on it. God, I want that gun, even though it's probably bigger than my whole upper body.
You should see the one in Eternal. The meat hook.
The meat hook, oh my god.
Yeah, they put a grapple on it, but it's just a meat hook.
Roadhog.
Yeah, literally. Except you can't pull anyone towards you.
No.
Uh-oh, I see a collectible.
I forget, how completionistic are you being with this?
Not.
Okay.
I'm trying. But I've missed so many things.
Gotcha. Sorry, my house is getting a phone call right now. Just ignore that.
I can't hear it.
OBS can.
Someone
damn
probably
it.
will.
I can see it flickering.
Yeah. What am I doing?
What are you doing?
Okay. Well, I was getting an upgrade, but like then I was doing other stuff with it.
You just like fumbled around with your controller for a second.
Apparently, I forgot how to play the game. I swear I'm good at this game.
You know, I was about to comment
suck.
about how the music is very tense right now, even though there's not much going on.
Because there's demons around.
Yeah. And I was like, well, it's probably better than like OG Doom, where you're just like wandering around in, or not OG Doom, but Doom 64, where you wander around in silence after you kill everything.
There's ambience in that game, but that's just unfortunate. The whole soundtrack. If you wanted any of the metal stuff, it's not in there. It's the soundtrack in that game is all atmospheric, which is neat, but I get very tired of the drones.
Apparently, the 32X version is similar to that, or it just doesn't have anything for music.
The 32X version, you have to either have music or sound effects. You can't have both.
Oh.
And you generally really want to be able to hear demons.
Yeah.
So that's, I think, why you usually see it without music.
It makes
now,
sense.
If you've ever listened to the music on the Genesis, it's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Like, it's some fire Genesis music.
Yeah.
The Doom soundtrack's mostly metal, which is one of the things that Genesis does better than anything else around that time.
Yeah. But I'm realizing that does actually make sense, because the 32X, it only boosts the graphical capabilities of the Genesis. It doesn't do anything with audio. That's why, like, I don't know if you've ever seen people setting up a 32X, but you have to have this horrendous cable setup to get the like best audio quality from the Genesis, as well as having all the video from the 32X.
Emulator all the way.
So, yeah, it makes sense why, because like the Genesis probably just can't handle all the different stuff that's going on in Doom's sound department at the same time.
Probably, and there are a lot of sounds in Doom.
Yeah, there's only so many sound channels on a Genesis, I guess is a better way to put it.
This actually came out recently. Someone made a Doom 2 port for the 32X and Sega CD, so it ran on both.
Oh, hell yeah.
It's still a compromised port, but I heard it's really technically impressive.
That's cool. I would expect the Sega CD version to not have that many problems, but I don't know.
Who knows? I haven't done a full tech dive into it on what's compromised or not.
Yeah,
but it is there and it exists, and that's pretty cool.
I don't think the Sega CD offers the Genesis anything in terms of better graphical capabilities, because I think all it lets the Genesis do is have like FMVs and like actual music instead of Genesis sound font music.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I didn't expect to be talking about the Sega Genesis this much.
It was relevant.
It is relevant.
Doom is literally like the tech milestone, so
the modern day like console version of that is like the Crisis 3, is it?
No, just Crisis.
No, just
Crisis 2 and
Crisis.
3, I think, are both heavily compromised from the get-go because they were built to run on console as well.
Wow.
Versus Crisis 1, which is only built for the highest end of PCs at the time.
Yeah.
So Crisis 2 and 3 are not as impressive, I think. And then they remade Crisis, and then people remembered, oh yeah, this game's only pretty. It's not fun. It didn't look fun, at least from what I saw of it.
I don't know what the
And
game
some
is
horrendous
really about.
AI. It has some horrendous AI and voice acting as well. You go and fight North Korea or something.
Well, I don't mean in terms of like story. I just mean gameplay wise. Is it just like a standard first person shooter type thing, or what?
It is, but it's also got some kind of like super soldier elements. So like you have different abilities.
Oh.
But from what I can tell, it's just kind of nothing special.
Fuck that guy.
I'm sure some hardcore Crisis fan will tell me why I'm wrong. And I'd frankly like to hear it. Like, I'd like to enjoy it and get it. But just, everything I've seen of it just doesn't look that great.
And tell us whether or not Crisis 2 and 3 are actually better games or not.
Yeah. Doom 2016 Nightmare is brutal and absurd.
It's slightly challenging.
Eternal's kind of easier in the sense I think it's a lot more fair to master.
Uh-huh.
But it's a harder game overall still, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I realize I contradicted myself a lot.
Well, I think something being easier to master but harder overall just means that, like...
Better design difficulty.
Yeah, better design difficulty, or, like, this barrier to entry itself is already pretty high, but then the skill ceiling itself is, like, higher than that, but not, like, super much, like too far higher than that, you know?
I think what it is this game's movement is easy to pick up on, because it's rather standard FPS movement from that we've seen since Quake.
Mm-hmm.
Doom Eternal has a much more radically different movement system, and that's like the main challenge. But once you get used to it, I find personally it's a lot more forgiving with its options of getting around and destroying demons than the movement and weapons of this game is, and the mechanics, if that makes sense. So I guess maybe I should say Doom Eternal is harder to master, but once you have that foundation down on how to move and dodge things, I think you'll have an easier time getting through the road to Nightmare than with Doom 2016.
Gotcha.
Which doesn't feel as well equipped with training you how the perfect way to play the game.
Yeah.
I know we compare Doom 2016 and Eternal a lot in this, and I'm sorry. But it's just kind of relevant for a lot of it.
It is very relevant because Doom 2016 was just, like, when it came out, it was one of those games that, like, was pretty universally loved. And I remember when, like, I never, like, really got into it myself, but I remember when the sequel was coming out, I remember some people just being like, how could they even make it better? You know? And they managed to, in a lot of ways, it seems like. So
yeah. That does come with the compromise of heavily changing the game, so feel how you will about that.
Yeah. I just think they had a new vision for it, how to evolve past the, like, what you just described it as, basically the standard basic Quake movement and, you know, stuff like that.
Well, I think, like, a big way to look at it is this kind of feels like OG Doom, where it's kind of a weapon sandbox with resource management.
Mm-hmm.
Doom Eternal is like an action form of chess, is how I've heard that one described. Huh. But the demons are the enemy's pieces, but you are every piece on your side at once. But you can only control one thing at a time, if that makes sense.
Uh-huh.
Fuck that, Baron.
Oh, he got fucking ripped in half. That was sick. I don't know why that happened, but that was sick.
I love the dismemberment in this so much. And they make it even better for Eternal.
Yeah,
but, like, even in this game, it's so good.
I do remember watching a playthrough of Eternal, back when it came out, and I was like, holy shit, like each bullet rips off a part of the body in some way. It looks so cool.
It is one of the best health systems I've ever seen for a game that doesn't use health bars.
Mm-hmm.
And just kind of a gold standard.
Oh man, that reminds me of...
I really want that item, but I don't think I'm going to be able to get it.
I was going to say that reminds me of something that was found in the files for that HLX game that I keep talking about. But I'm not gonna keep bringing it up because there's no way we know whether or not it'll even come out. So
we don't want to age this horribly. I love watching videos from like 2014 that talk about the NX. I'm like, oh, you poor simple fools.
Yeah, it's gonna be a touch-only system. That sounds like shit. No.
Yeah, fuck these guys.
What the fuck are these? Oh, never mind. For some reason, I didn't recognize them at first.
the Hellraisers.
Yeah.
No key for me.
I do appreciate the fact that this game still does color-coded keys and stuff like classic Doom.
Because it's Doom. It has to.
Do they still do stuff like that in Eternal?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Wait. No, actually.
Well,
but the maps are laid out differently in that game. The maps in Eternal are kind of a railroad from arena to arena with platforming challenges in between. Versus these where they attempt classic Doom map design, but they don't really come together like classic Doom. So it's still, for the most part, a linear railroad from arena to arena. And it feels messier that way.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Oh, wait, this is a trap.
Oh, no. Oh, no, what will I ever do?
I don't know. Oh.
I don't know who designed this trap if they're stupid.
Something like this happened. Oh, I'm literally just remembering this part because we did record this already, but we're having to redo it. I was like, wait, I remember this. This happened.
This also happens in OG Resident Evil.
Of course. Oh, yeah, it does.
Jill Sandwich.
Yeah.
But I guess we haven't gotten to play that yet.
No. Hey, there's the yellow door. Ah, oh, god damn it.
I saw a collectible. What am I doing?
But where? It's
so
there.
Close. Where is it?
But so far. Gotta do a strafe jump.
I mean, if you use the Gauss cannon correctly, you probably could do that. What am I... Just go, please.
Does this game have anything like bee hopping?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Because like that was a glitch in Quake that they kept for future Quake games, and it was just kind of a feature of id Tech engines. But either it's not a feature of this id Tech engine, or they just removed it because it doesn't really fit the movement of this game. Since this game locks you in and requires combat a lot more.
I mean, I think it'd still be cool if it were there just as like a...
yeah. And I mean, this game has its own tricky movement tech to pull off, which is, sending yourself blind with the Gauss cannon.
Yeah.
Which is how you'll be moving everywhere once you find the first available Gauss cannon hidden away.
But, counterpoint, in Half-Life, you get crazy Gauss cannon movement as well as bee hopping.
Yes. But what's Half-Life built on?
The Quake engine, of course.
Exactly. What is this built on?
Dude, Half-Life is
not the Quake engine. Not the fucking Quake engine. God damn it.
Well, it doesn't matter.
And does Half-Life 2 have it in Source?
Yeah.
Shut up.
It does. But Half-Life and Source in general is so like back end baked with the fucking Quake engine the Half-Life Alyx uses the same light flicker code that the original Quake uses.
So what I'm hearing is that Titanfall 2 is a modern Quake game.
Yes, essentially.
And Apex.
Yep. And it's also Half-Life 3.
They are wonderfully movement-based games.
Yeah.
God, I love Titanfall. Let's talk about Titanfall for a bit. No, we're not going to do that.
Are we ever going to...
I'll do the Titanfall commentary eventually.
Yeah. Will it be Titanfall or Titanfall 2?
Titanfall 1 does not have a campaign, so no. Just
okay,
2.
So 2. Okay. That's fair.
I need 2 more of those Argent cells to fill out the rest of my slots. Man, this game drowns you in ammo. It's ridiculous.
That's a good thing in my books.
No. If you play Doom Eternal, you'll see why having low ammo for everything is better.
Do you get more from, like, the chainsaw kill or something?
No. You need to actually use all of your other weapons way more often. But the chainsaw works a little differently. You don't have to pull it out. It's like you just press X, or it's just on its own button, and then the Doom guy will just instantly swing it. And then you have a single bar that will automatically regenerate. If you pick up fuel for it, it just gives you more bars so you can take out a tougher demon. But unless you're really bad at the game and using up your ammo, you will always have at least 1 bar ready for a small demon, which the game will automatically spawn. So you don't actually have to kill them to beat the arena. The game will just keep spawning them for you as kind of ammo and health drops, which is really cool. So from there, you basically always have ways to get back ammo. You just have to do it in Doom Eternal's way. If that makes sense.
Yeah, but I don't get why having low ammo is good.
Because it makes you use your other weapons, which you really need to do to take down the demons in an effective manner. It's like this game, but instead of leaving the player free to discover it themselves, it railroads you into, no, this is how you play it. Like, Doom Eternal has heavy hints and tutorials throughout the entire game, and I recommend leaving them on for like your first 3 or 4 playthroughs. Because you need to constantly be reminded that, hey, you can do this, it's going to make your life easier. The game's just literally telling you all the tools to succeed. You just got to get good to actually do it. You know?
Uh-huh.
It's like Dark Souls in that way. But way more heavy-handed. If Dark Souls gave you hints the entire time.
Yeah.
Which it kind of does, you just have to read and learn them yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Which most people don't do. And they have a terrible time with that game.
Yeah.
So, I think it's fair. And, like, look, how often do you see me switching between the Gauss Cannon and Super Shotgun?
Well, because
like,
you said that was the
you have
broken
less
combo.
ammo. Yeah, and that's why Doom Eternal has significantly less ammo.
Okay.
And heavily rearranged mechanics.
I gotcha.
So you don't have these broken combos. There are still broken combos, but you have to work really hard to pull them off and get good with them.
Oh,
and
God,
only some of them have
invisible.
actually... Yeah, these are Shadow Pinkies. They've been there since Doom 1. So they have to be here. They're classic.
Are they, like, actually invisible in Doom 1?
No. They're actually easier to see in Doom 1 than they are here, if you ask me.
Oh, goodness.
I don't actually think they returned in Doom Eternal. I could be wrong. I don't remember them being there. Ow.
Oh. But is your corpse laying down on the wall?
Look, this game's not always perfect with Ragdoll, okay?
It wasn't even a ragdoll. That was their bespoke animation for killing you.
Don't worry about it.
Fuck that guy up. God damn.
It's okay. It's a demon.
I'd fuck the demons too. I mean, what?
Doomslayer, what are you doing with that demon?
I thought of so many things to say there, and none of them were good.
The only thing to say is what Chief says in the actual meme. Master Chief, what are you doing with that brute?
I like the Master Chief memes where it's I don't know, where he just replies with shit like, "Sir, chalky milk," or some dumb shit.
I could see Doomslayer saying that more.
I could
He just
not
don't
see
talk.
Doomsayer saying anything.
He does
Really?
talk a little bit in Doom Eternal.
Does he in the new game that's not out yet that you definitely know about?
How am I supposed to answer that?
Well, it's not out yet, but you definitely know about it.
Ow.
Ah, fuck. 2 deaths.
I thought I cut out all the deaths. Or maybe it's a different arena?
No, this is... You died twice in this room. If those invisible fuckers appear, yeah.
Wow. I cut it poorly. What do you know? Sorry, I failed.
It's fine.
Well, the
I don't
part could have been
care.
like 2 minutes shorter. I'm sorry.
I don't care.
You care.
I don't.
I know you care.
I don't care because I can't care after the Spider-Man playthrough.
Very true. Very true.
I'm just glad we're
Yeah,
like basically done with my old backed up footage.
Except for Ori.
Except for Ori. But Ori's a shorter
Ugh.
game, so.
Ugh.
I mean, ugh.
I had problems with Ori, but we'll get to that.
I love Ori. Better than this game. God.
Probably.
Actually, I
Probably. I have terrible taste.
I cannot
I'm a hentai
say
fan.
whether or not. Okay, yeah, well, that's true. That's why you like this game, because you can think about all the demons.
Doom Eternal has tentacles in it. Bitch.
Look at this guy. He's got a big ol' ass hanging out the front of his shirt.
Hi, Baron. Bye, Baron. I love systematically destroying demons. It's so satisfying.
Where are they?
And man, I cannot wait for Eternal when I get to do that with tyrants. It's always like a single imp running around. Nope, it's that guy. It's a big fucker.
He was just like taking a nap in the corner.
He's just slowly moving his way over here. Go down, little mancubus. No one wants you.
Get him. Oh, you
Bitch.
didn't get him. You didn't get him in the way I wanted you to get him, I should say.
I'm sorry. Alright, go to the objective.
A lot of I really wish this game had like a little more than like 2 environments that slightly get varied up every so often.
I think the hell environments get pretty varied up. They're all pretty distinct, but yeah, the main Mars environments and all the laboratories get pretty samey. Eternal is way more fantastical because it doesn't have a realistic art style anymore. It's a very different.
Eternal looks like a brutal, like, take on Super Mario Brothers in a lot of ways.
Yes.
Like, all I can think of when I think of Doom Eternal is, like, I saw a clip of someone doing, like, a platforming section, and it had, like, the spinning fire bars, or it was, like, a spinning spike ball or something like that, and I was like, holy shit, it's Mario.
It's really funny you bring this up because Doom only came to be because its software wasn't allowed to make Mario on PC because Nintendo didn't want it. So, maybe this was just meant to be.
Yeah, they just eventually were like, yeah, you know what? We're big enough. We can copy Mario. No one will care.
No, they had discovered how to. They had discovered how to actually do side-scrolling smoothly on PC, which had been like a huge issue without specific hardware that consoles had that no PC was going to have. And then Nintendo said no, and eventually they made Commander Keen. And then because parallax scrolling and such had been around at the time, and doing Mode 7 style graphics had been around too, it wasn't the biggest logical leap to be like, okay, well, with lots of fancy angles and smoke and mirrors, you can make a 3D looking environment, but it's not actually 3D. So we got Wolfenstein and eventually Doom. There are other games in between, but they're not important. No one cares about Super Catacombs 3D.
I still don't quite understand how the original Doom and Wolfenstein games work with their graphics. I know they're
Wolfenstein's easier to understand, I think. Doom, its engine is way more robust and does a lot more trickery, and also has lots of values in 3D. So it operates like a 3D game, but it's also just a 2D game, which is why its map is very easy to make.
Yeah. Just a wild concept to wrap my head around. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's mainly just imagine all the floors are on a flat plane. They're drawn at different heights because you can never go under a floor. You can never go above a floor. Yeah. Because it's only 2D. And then the walls operate like the walls in any other Zelda overhead type game. But they're drawn angled out.
Okay.
So everything operates like it's 2D, but the perspective's shifted.
Yeah, they just shift the perspective of each of the tiles to make it appear like it's in front of you at an angle,
if you've ever seen Mode 7 on a Super Nintendo, where they'll take the world and kind of angle it so it looks like you have a 3D look of it. Imagine that, but adding walls on the side and a ceiling. Gotcha. Wolfenstein didn't have a ceiling, but Doom had ceilings.
Yeah. Have you seen the one Doom mod? It's myhouse.wad or whatever.
Yeah. myhouse.wad.
That breaks a lot of the Doom rules because the developer went crazy.
So one of the big ports is GZ Doom. I think that's the source port for Doom.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the biggest ports for modding because it's one of the ports that allows 3D looking and such, which I think is a sin and is why I hate playing GZ Doom. But that's besides the point. But that mod, because it's not actually Doom, allows it actually renders everything as 3D. So myhouse.wad is effectively a new engine or a new game being made within GZ Doom as an engine that tricks you into thinking you're playing Doom at first, and then does a lot of weird trickery. One of your earliest hints that something's wrong is when you go down the stairs and realize, wait a minute, I'm actually going downstairs. There's a floor above me.
Yeah.
Which would have to, you'd have to consider that when making a My House, because myhouse.wads were really popular for a while, where you just take your house and make it into a WAD file and a Doom map. And that's what that plays on. But it's also this weird video game book adaptation of the book House of Leaves. Mm-hmm. Which is a book built on a house with rooms and such that cannot exist. It's cool. Like a TARDIS. It's bigger on the inside.
That's cool. I do know that it is possible to modify the Doom engine such that you can do crazy stuff like having
because that's what Sonic
Robo Blast
Robo Blast does. Because I think Sonic Robo Blast has essentially been modded into an actual 3D game because you can even render 3D models in it.
Yeah,
because people have those mods that get rid of the player sprites and put 3D models in.
Mm-hmm. They have a 3D.
Yeah, those are some really cool ones. But if you take those and try running them in DOS Doom, most mods won't work in DOS Doom because of enemy counts and other limits that were placed on DOS because computers at the time couldn't handle things more than that. But most of them are playable in the new Kex engine as well as GZ Doom. But the Kex engine can only run mods that will work in classic Doom without the limiters.
Mm-hmm.
So myhouse.wad, if you run it in a Kex engine, it won't work. Because despite it being called a .wad file, it's not a real .wad file. Like, if you download myhouse.wad, instead of being your standard, like, 20 megabyte file, it's like 5 gigabytes.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Um,
I watched a video about House.wad and I didn't have any of this extra context. So, like, and the person who was playing it was describing it as if, like, oh shit, it's like breaking the rules of Doom. This is crazy. How are they doing
was
this? You
it
know?
from this guy named G-Man Lives?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah,
G-Man.
he made an insanely good video dissecting myhouse.wad. Anybody who doesn't know it should go watch it. You can also watch John Romero play it for like 2 hours. So if you want that, I don't think he ever finished it.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna end it here because I could keep talking about all this shit forever. I love Doom.
We have a few more parts to deal with, so.
Hooray!